Today we're reacting to Australia, the land of dinosaurs, crazy animals, and pure chaos. Let's see how wild this actually gets.
So let's go in with... Stop hitting me! Let's go in with the toad that broke Australia.
Australia is home to some of the
Oh my! Don't scream in my
deadliest animals on the planet. But what if I told you there's one creature they all fear? An invasive species, millions strong, wiping out native animals that we are locked in combat with to this very day. What kind of vile beast is capable of spreading such reckless hate?
Frog.
The answer is...
It's Pikachu! Or maybe it's just a fat frog.
This fat fucking toad. But how did this war begin? Well, to answer your question, we're gonna have to go way back. The year is 1866. We are in the land down under, and our story begins the same way many tragedies do. With the
Australia.
British.
It's the British! It's always the British. Sure.
You see, having gone hippity-hoppity, your ancestral home is now my property around 90 years back, the Brits were in full swing, rampantly colonising the country. And part of that included agriculture. Now, they brought with them many crops, but the important one in this story is sugarcane. Sugar was valuable, not only for trade, but also because, well, the fucking tea isn't going to sweeten itself, is it?
Yes, take a sip of green tea or any other tea. Enjoy.
But you see, sugarcane only grows in the heat, which ruled out the south of the country. It also likes humid environments, which ruled out Western Australia, which left them with one option. And so, the cane farmers loaded up their first Stardew Valley save in Queensland in 1866.
Well, what about an automated sugarcane farm? We're not doing that like here, no.
But the farmers ran into an issue. You see, Queensland is home to these nifty little bugs called Dermalopida alba.
Dermalopida albohirtum. That was decent, Chad. Let's go on.
Ahurtum. These are native beetles that hit their macros by munching on plant leaves. So when cane farmers joined the Queensland Minecraft server and set up a f***ing Hermitcraft-sized farm, the beetles were in heaven and set to work demolishing the plant leaves. Now, funnily enough, the adult bugs weren't actually the problem. Sugarcane leaves hold full value. But the problem is that with such an abundant food source, the bugs started multiplying. Laying their eggs around the base of the plants. These eggs hatched into larvae. And unlike the grown-ups, these little worms don't eat the leaves. They eat the roots. And so the sugarcane starts getting absolutely fucking spit roasted. And the farmers can do nothing but watch as sugarcane yield plummets through the floor along with their profits. This whole situation really pissed off the farmers, who banded together, went to the Australian government, and told them to fucking fix it. Sir...
Hey, you, government. Stop the bugs! Damn, they need some bug fixes over there. They should maybe use me there. I'm a professional bug finding creature.
A horde of creatures is destroying the cane fields. And so the Queensland government founded the Bureau of Sugar Experimentation Stations, or the BSES, in 1900. This team of crack scientists then immediately set out trying to solve the very same issue every single Factorio player faces. This place is covered in bugs. They are breaking my shit. How do I violently slaughter the local wildlife in order to expand capitalism and my profit margins? The BSES pondered this question for 25 fucking years. They tried spraying chemical insecticides. Didn't work. They tried injecting insecticides into the soil. Didn't work. They tried releasing the fucking cordyceps fungus. And it still didn't work. Then, one day in the office, while pondering this question, someone had an idea. Okay, we are getting outmaneuvered by the cast of Bugs Life. Someone in this office, please give me anything.
The government of Australia is losing against the silly little bugs. They only want to have some fun and eat some plants. That's not too bad.
What about cane toads? What? Cane toads. Those big fucking fat things that exist in the cane fields in Hawaii.
The frog!
I mean, it's a frog. They eat bugs. We just introduce an invasive species to fix a problem caused by an invasive species. I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
And this is where the fun begins.
So, in June of 1936, 2,400 brave cane divers were deployed to the fields to deal with the arthropod menace. But there's just one small issue. Cane toads were fucking dog shit. Yeah, funnily enough, big, fat, slow, ground-dwelling toads were not exactly the smartest solution to deal with beetles that spend the majority of their adult life 6 meters off the fucking ground.
I mean, maybe this fat junker can jump a little bit.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
On top of that, cane toads don't dig for food either, so they didn't eat the larvae. Now this all sounds like information that should have come up during the research and study phase of the plan. This, however, implies that there was a research and study phase. The BSES did not conduct a single fucking study on environmental impact.
How can something like this happen? For a government? Oh my. How?
Before releasing an army of cane toads. Are you fuck? This complete absence of brain cells caused a rather spectacular domino effect of ecological f***ups.
Oh my. Classic human stupidity. That's fair.
And it's going to teach you a valuable lesson about invasive species. You
Fuck.
see, while the cane toads barely ate what they were supposed to, they did eat. And as incredibly large omnivorous toads, they ate practically anything they could fit into their mouths.
Alright, chill.
Rats, mice,
Right.
snails, baby birds. It was the toad equivalent of f***ing Kirby.
That's me, Chad. That's exactly how I felt yesterday eating my stuff. Just inhaled it.
And then, not unlike the exact problem they were brought here to solve, with all that food, they started reproducing. A lot. In fact, female cane toads can lay anywhere between 8,000 to 30,000 fucking eggs per clutch. But I mean, this should not be too much of a problem. Australia is home to some of the deadliest creatures on the planet. Surely, the local wildlife has this under control. Wait, what? Cane toads.
Here we go again. Here we have the big gator and alligator and crocodiles again.
They're poisonous. So those little bulges on the shoulder, those are parotoid glands, and they are packed to the brim with bufotoxin. No, that's not a D's nuts joke. Got him! Now, whenever the adult toads are threatened...
I don't get it, chat. I don't get it. Wait. Am I washed? I'm so washed.
And they will squirt this white, sticky fluid out of the glands. And when ingested, it does two things. One, makes you trip absolute balls thanks to the hallucinogenic bufotenin. And two, the other ingredient, bufogen, just straight up gives you a fucking heart attack.
I mean, at least short before you suffer from the heart attack, you have a great time. You can see colors, you can feel colors, you can taste and smell colors. You'll be somewhere else. And then you're having a heart attack, kinda mid.
It's important to note that this toxin is also present in their eggs and tadpoles. Now, in their natural habitat, this isn't as much of a problem because everything around them has had thousands of years to get good and deal with this ass poison bill by either developing immunity or learning to eat around the glands. But Australia is not their ecosystem, and despite all of the deadly animals we've got, they have had a grand total of 5 minutes to adapt to the presence of the fucking Caled toad.
It's a fucking... just the end boss of the region. Oh my. Someone else is just dead.
Now, quick question for the class.
And no, chat, please don't try to eat frogs. Thanks, appreciate it.
Le suis SAD du oui.
What happens to an animal population when there is nothing to eat it? It gets bigger. And so, shortly after being introduced, a rapidly expanding tyrannid swarm of toads began to spread across the country. The BSES noticed this and did fucking nothing. Because it technically didn't affect the sugarcane. The swarm spread further, occupying all inhabitable parts of Queensland, and they were laying so many fucking eggs that their clutches began polluting the waterways like a bufotoxin.
What? That's some crazy work. How some small silly frogs just destroyed everything.
Teabag, killing native fish as well as any animals that drank from the water. The BSES did nothing. Those eggs hatched into tadpoles, which started killing more fish. The BSES
Chat, leave the poor fish alone, please.
still did nothing. The swarm advanced, breaching into the Northern Territory and New South Wales. When questioned, the BSES insisted the toads were doing their jobs and everything was fine. By the 1980s, the toads were now starving out or just fucking eating local wildlife and one-shotting anything that tried to eat them. And considering, at this point, there were 5 fucking million of them...
5 million? Is it much? I mean, 5 million frogs are much, but is it that much, or are they just in a small area?
That happened a lot. So, with local wildlife being absolutely fucking decimated, the BSES was forced to acknowledge
Just a handful multiplied by a million. Sure. People, no. Money, yes.
that maybe, just maybe,
Listen, we fucked up.
but oh well, everyone makes
No shit, you fucked up with that frogs.
mistakes. Nothing we can do about it. No, they left it for the government to clean up. Sir, a second horde of creatures has escaped the cane field.
Here we go again.
Yeah, they realised just how much damage was being done and in 1986 began funneling federal funds into controlling the population. They tried trapping and physically removing the toads, but unless they had 5 million traps, that wasn't going to do shit. Biological warfare was proposed in the form of releasing viruses and parasites, but was shot down because it would do just as much damage to the native wildlife. And so, the toad front continues to advance to this day. So where does that leave us? Short answer is kind of fucked. Cane toads now threaten a total of 75 native species.
Okay, they did definitely evolve. Imagine just trying to get rid of some city bugs for your sugarcane, and you just end up being invaded by a frog.
And they've even driven populations of animals like the northern quoll to complete extinction in parts of the country they infest. And with the population now sitting at 200 fucking million toads, that infestation is spreading, with predictions showing they will...
Well, that's a number I was looking for. Like 5 million sounds like, yeah, that's quite a bunch, but it's not that much. It's alright. Chat, it's not alright anymore.
will be fucking up ecosystems in 5 states in the near future. And given that they have amassed a population 10 times the size of the humans in Australia, the government has completely fucking abandoned the fight for eradication, switching focus to harm reduction, using bait toads covered in non-lethal but unpleasant substances to try to teach local wildlife that toad bad.
Toad bad! Yeah, bad frog.
On top of this, the government has encouraged the broader public to, just fucking kill the toads. You are supposed to do it humanely by catching them and sticking them in a freezer for 48 hours, but, most people don't want a frog taking up their freezer space, so they just use a fucking golf club or a car.
In my car right after
And with this being Australia, our wildlife is also putting up a fight. Keelback snakes, for example, are immune to their venom, and Ricali and magpies have learned to flip them onto their backs before getting a feed. Now,
Yes,
jokes aside,
thank you,
you
Lutzi.
want to know who I feel genuinely fucking awful for? The toads. They didn't ask for any of this shit. They just got dumped onto a random island and did their thing, and now they are being actively hunted. No. The assholes in this story are the BSES and the cane growers. Because you may be thinking, why were they allowed to do this shit in the first place? Well,
Sugarcane.
that's the neat part. They weren't. The federal government banned the fucking idea when they came up for it in 1935, based on the advice of entomologists who rightly presumed the toads would become a bigger fucking issue than the beetles. But the BSES and the cane growers lobbied to have the ban lifted in 1936.
Oh, wait. That's a plot. Oh my. They fucked it up so bad.
We are stuck in permanent toad combat because these dickheads looked at scientific advice and went, nah.
I thought in the beginning that there were studies and they were like, oh no, that there were no studies. Now we have negative studies and they still did it.
You have got to be fucked. G'day, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and thank you so much for watching. This is the first crack I have taken at a long form on this channel, and I'm not going to lie, I had a lot of fun working on it, so I hope you enjoyed. Also, a quick announcement if anyone missed it, we're partnered with GamerSubs now. The link in the code is in the description, so go grab yourself a tub, man. Also, just want to thank each and every one of you watching this for literally changing my life. That will never not mean the world to me, so thank you. Hope you all have a bloody fantastic rest of your holiday period, and I will see you all next time.
Nice.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, here is more, and please left a follow here and a like.